Apparently my Halloween costume is a sexy dick pic. Interesting. Based on my birthday.
Okay. So, you guys have finally left the town of Kelner
Oh shit.
and are now heading on, much to the screams of the people that you've left behind.
Whose ego you kicked away.
Please go on.
You're now heading towards the town of Lithgar along the road. Kind of like is one of the main roads in the area.
My nose.
You have been travelling for many a day. It has taken you almost a whole week. In 6 days.
Almost a week.
Almost a week. 6 days. During your travels, many things have happened.
What have you learnt, William?
We'll get to that. Doing it one at a time. So, Hakon has made great progress at training his wolf companion.
Young pupper.
Which is now a much larger dog wolf thing.
Yep.
Has he been bulking?
Yep.
He has been bulking.
Yep.
Nice. What bulk powder did you put him on?
Them games.
I used the very tried and proven method of 4 injections a day, one in each paw, and the results are shown to have worked.
Okay.
Lovely.
So yeah, Hakon now has like a kind of combat pet,
Yeah.
a battle pet.
The Digimon.
Ready.
Yep.
Fight.
So yeah, other than that, Jonas, have you been doing anything during your travels? Is there anything you've been working on? Anything you've been doing?
I've managed to start picking locks,
Cool.
so it's impressive now.
After years on this earth, you finally thought, hang on a minute. If these things weren't open, this would be a lot. If they weren't locked, these would be a lot easier.
Yeah,
If I could just unlock them.
Essentially, yes, Graham.
Cool.
Um,
Well, I'm glad that was a good use of time. You've done well. Well done.
yep. Not really done much else, to be honest.
Right. And Thonan, what have you been up to?
Trying to decipher this big fucking book.
Okay. So, did you put a point into your
How much vom has happened?
your language shit? Oh, a lot. A lot of vomiting has happened.
Linguistics Infernal, I have.
Yeah. Right. So, can you roll it at a bonus, and we'll see how you get on and we'll basically do 3 rolls. We'll do one every 2 days. You've been traveling.
So what, am I getting an extra bonus or just my skill modifier?
Just your skill modifier.
Right. I can't do multiple rolls in the same command, can I?
Probably, but just roll them separately. You can just press up and hit enter again.
That one didn't go so well.
That's good. So the first day you threw up a lot. The second day you threw up less. And the third day you threw up as much.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How
However,
do you roll 3d20 and you didn't you didn't get over 3?
so you're still new at this whole thing. You've started kind of working out what's going on. I mean, you've read the cover, so that's progress.
A benefit though, you have abs of steel.
Yeah, probably.
For all the heaving.
Yeah. Some serious core work.
But the cover is the Lexicon of Blood is what it's called. So you've got the cover, so that's as much as you've got. Well, actually no, you've got a couple of pages, like you've kind of read here and there.
The prologue.
Yeah, the prologue. The TLDR is it's kind of like a book that seems to focus on the manipulation and use of blood magic and the control of kind of necromancy to kind of control the flow of life energies through blood. But that's about all you've gleaned so far.
It's fine. I'm cool with it.
I just realised the webcams were completely off on that other screen, but it doesn't matter. We're doing it live.
Fucking do it live.
Graham, do you ever do one where you don't fuck it up?
I don't know. If someone actually watched them, we would maybe find out. But no one does, so it's fine.
How are some of them?
I've listened through them to listen to how stupid I sound. Right, so anyway, we are now approaching the town of Lithgar. It is dawning of the eve of the 6th day you approach. Lithgar is a kind of small town built slightly onto a hill. You kind of come off the path and start heading further to the north to go up kind of winding road on it. On the way towards the town and over the past day, you've been walking past a kind of large open swamp area that's kind of like on the road to the south of the town as you're going across. If you've got the map, you can kind of see the rough area. And like the whole way
the map
along.
in the Skype, sorry.
Yes, possibly. Wherever I linked it last time.
Oh no, that's something to do with bench warmers. Oh, that's what we'll link.
But yeah, basically you've kind of just walked past and seen this swamp area, and it's been it looks very desolate, very kind of, not very nice to be honest, but as you approach the town and get nearer, it clears up, and the area that the town is on, the town's on the completely other side of the road, and that side seems a lot better and a lot clearer. There's like, it kind of tapers off from being these kind of slightly dead looking trees that are overhanging with moss and kind of like rotten slightly to being nice normal trees as you kind of further progress up. And as you get near the town, it opens up into a kind of clearing at the top of this hill, and it's kind of large, very like plain, simple looking town. But yeah, you kind of like approach, and it's, as I said, it's like kind of nearing nighttime, so there's a couple of people walking about, but not really end day. There's not really anything going on.
Cool.
I mean, you can just stand there all night if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, is there like a larger inn in the main square? Did you say that? I missed that if you said that or not.
There's various sized buildings. None of them actually look like an inn though. Like none of them look to be any kind of like.
Is this in that next town down the road, or have we just come across some?
No, it's the next town. It's the town you were heading to.
Yeah. What's the name of it again? How'd you spell
Lithgar.
it?
Lithgar.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the
Cool.
one.
I missed the name of it for some reason. No, that's cool. Is there anyone about? Is it like a ghost town? Are there people kind of wandering about? What's the scrap?
It's kind of like heading towards evening, so there's a couple of people wandering about. They're not really. Nobody's really kind of like out doing anything. If the MD's there, they're like moving between places. The kind of layout of it is, there's basically kind of a main kind of round and square area, and then all the houses are built off that. But it's quite small, quite compact. It's built into this kind of hill area. There's not a huge amount of space. A lot of some of the buildings that go further back are kind of like 2 or 3 stories high, because it's all kind of like they're trying to cram it into this one spot.
Okay, doke. Is there? Hold on. Give me a fucking second. Is there? Maybe not. Does anyone know anything about this town, like in our party?
Can I roll for it? I've got knowledge local.
That's what I was looking for.
Not really local. Roll for it though, if you want.
What is knowledge local then? If knowing the local place
local to
isn't
where you were.
Local to where you are from.
Oh, but then everyone has that.
Yeah.
But some people know more about
Some people know. Yeah, some people know more about where they're from than others.
I don't know any fucking shit.
Right.
about it.
Okay,
You
so
could-
based on the fact that you're from Valasar, which is miles away, you've heard some things about the towns in this area. Nothing particularly about this town. Like it doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy. It's not like Kelnar was, where it was like a major kind of trade place. It's just because it's off the main path that goes between Valasar and Fjalgar. A lot of these towns, unless they have something special, like unless there's some kind of like a temple or some kind of like thing like that, or like any kind of special deities that are worshipped and stuff, nobody really kind of like says anything about it. They're just random towns along the road. So yeah, this one nothing too particular. I mean, you feel like you've heard the name before, like mentioned, but you can't really remember why.
Right. So I assume the center of you said it was based out of like the kind of center, as in like it's densest at the center and like kind of spreads out.
Mhm.
Cool. So I figure heading to the center would probably be our best bet.
Cool. So yeah, as you've kind of like walked up round this path, slightly up the hill that's built onto, it kind of opens up into the towards the center area anyway. And it basically, if you imagine, kind of like, I'll draw it roughly the shape so I've got an idea. So if you guys are kind of like heading round this kind of path area, it kind of opens up into like this kind of shape in the center, and then the houses are all kind of like built around here, like that, and they go back like a couple of rows. And there's some stalls and stuff set up in the center, but they don't have any on them because it's like nighttime, so they're kind of closed up. But it's not a large town at all. There's probably like, at most, there's probably like 100 people-ish that live there, maybe a bit more, but not that much.
Cool. From in this middle bit, can we see anything looking like an inn?
Not really. There's nothing that's kind of like got the usual signs of like a tavern or kind of inn. There's a couple of places that have shop signs outside, but there's nothing that's kind of. I mean, to be fair, there's one that's more like a tavern. There's none that look like an inn, but then obviously there's like taverns and places. And for such a small place, it's unlikely to have a designated inn, but they'd probably have spare rooms in the local kind of like drinking place.
Can I smell if there's a brothel nearby?
Is there a like smell of fish in one direction?
No. Probably. I don't know. I don't know if you could smell that. No.
Not in one direction, because it's
think
everywhere.
Roll.
Yeah, I don't know. Perception roll? Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, definitely perception roll.
I don't know if there's like a scent. Does the chauffeur want to roll?
Yes, he does.
How does he know what that is?
He's a dog.
He's a
Dogs
dog.
smell arses all day. They're fine.
Precisely.
Dog arses.
Well, is there any dog arses around?
This isn't any normal dog. He's a
Well
pussy
done.
hound.
You could find the local pet shop.
It's a pretty good roll.
So basically, Donan, you don't really smell anything, but then you kind of lower your hand down slightly, and the Shova smells at it, and then starts barking, being like,
I'm not okay with this. I'm no longer okay with this.
"You rolled, man. You made the roll." But yeah, Nashova looks quite like active about it.
Breathing it in.
Smell your ma.
So yes, Graham, what is the outcome of Nashova
I
smelling?
told you. He just seems active about it.
He's active about
want it-
smelling the fingers.
Yeah. Do you want to ask?
No.
Do you want to ask the dog and see what it says? Do you have to speak with animals?
I can cast that spell.
Is that how you want to do?
Yeah, it was one of. I can pick from the list.
To be fair, we're about to go to sleep, so
I'm not asking him what he smells on William's fingers. Just not doing it.
It's probably just going to be that shit stanky.
Actually, wait a second.
To be fair, I went the entire past, like literally the first fucking town we came to didn't have a brothel, so God knows what my fucking hands smell like.
I want to see if I can target this on someone else. Yes, I can. Right,
Get to animals.
I cast speak with animals on Thonan, so he can both ask questions and receive answers from animals.
Do you want
thought you were
to
gonna target
answer
our
as
bike.
Nashova?
No, I
Alright.
feel that it's the DM's place to talk as my animal.
Okay.
Cool. So
in this situation.
does the dog smell any clunge?
Yes.
Interesting. This is relevant to my impress. Can I go and get him to seek it out with the enthusiasm of Lassie gonna get a kid out the well?
Probably, yeah.
Sweet. I tell him that.
Okay. Nashova tells you that Nashova doesn't like, is it a she or he?
He.
He, right. He doesn't understand what you're looking for, but he knows he smells it.
Interesting. Right, go to the smell.
Okay. He starts kind of wandering off towards the tavern area.
Right, I'm wandering after that fucking dog.
I would also be following my dog.
Cool. So he gets up, turns around, looks at you, and he's like, in here. And then he looks at you, being like, "Why? Why have you done this?" You don't understand it though.
No, he's just barking at me.
Yeah, he's just looking sad and barking. Why have you done this?
Why can't he talk to me?
I once would smell the fresh scent of our prey, and now we have been reduced to this. You shame me.
Here, it's not me that's shaming his nose.
You know what he's fucking saying. You don't know shit. You
I
can't.
don't care. He understands what that smell is, and that is not my doing. That is his nose that's doing all this.
I love that video.
His nose knows.
The nose. Okay, cool. What he's doing?
I'm following this hodgepodge of nonsense.
Yeah, so where's is he led us like to the door of the tavern?
Yeah, he's like sitting at the door and just kind of like nodding in.
Right, is the door closed?
No, it's like half open.
Right. Okay,
There's-
I'm gonna boot it in and just walk straight in.
Okay. You boot
That's
in the
obviously-
already open
Straight
door.
checked.
Oh yeah, because I'm not gonna fucking reach the handle, am I? They're hardly ever gonna be gnome friendly.
Okay, so you toe at the door, and it like swings open, and there's
He
lights.
is famous for that too.
Yeah, there's lights and stuff inside. Like, quite bright inside. There's a few people kind of sitting about and shouting, and there's like as soon as you open the door, you kind of get like hit with this, like noise and smell of booze.
It's a soundproof door.
Excellent.
You can hear it. You know what I mean? Like it's damn sharp. Right, I'm trying to set an atmosphere. Fuck you. Do you want to sit outside?
Go sit on the naughty step, Soulsby.
So yeah,
So, right, is there... I'm an idiot. Is there,
Well, yes, but
I didn't want a bar. What am I doing here?
No. So, is it, like, hustle bustle? Is it, like, a few individuals? Like, what's the crick?
There's probably there's like 8 or 9 people. It's not that busy. Like there's more tables than people. There's spare seats.
Okie doke.
oh god.
Is there any seats at the bar?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go get one.
Okay. It's a stool.
Yeah, I'll claim it. Do I need to roll claim check again?
No, you don't need to roll a climb check for a stool.
Well, you never know.
I'm sure given enough time, he could climb the stool. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna. But yeah, you managed to traverse the stool.
Cool. I'm gonna order a pint.
Right. So yeah, barkeep kind of comes over. He's like, "Oh, greetings, travelers. It's like you've graced us with your presence here." And he looks at like the people at the back, kind of like looks around. He's like, "What can I be serving you with today?"
Pint, please.
Like, of course. And turns around and like pours it and sits it down.
Okay. How much is it?
Like, wow, there's no cost here.
Why?
He just looks and says, "The prophet provides," and then you hear like muttering behind you of people being like, "The prophet provides."
Interesting. Right, I'm gonna just are there any birds near me at the table?
Not near you, no, but there's some in the area.
Right, is there any just people, like guys or anything?
Oh, yeah,
Is
there's people,
there
yeah.
Is there someone sat next to me at the bar?
Yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna push the pint towards him and just be like, "Drinks on me." Apparently.
He kind of looks at it, and he's like got a drink in his hand already. He's like, "Okay."
Is what he drinking the same as what I'm drinking?
Yeah.
Right, and then I'll just be like, "Wait, never mind," and just I'll just start drinking it.
Cool. Anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, I'll go up and order a pint as well.
Cool. Yeah. Same kind of stuff. Just,
Carry on. Sorry.
no, just gives you another pint and just seems to be quite happy about it.
I go up to the bar, the barkeep, and ask him, who is this prophet that you speak of?
He kind of looks at you. He's like, of course, travelers, you will not know. The prophet has blessed our village. He is our savior.
Your savior sounds very important.
Yes.
What sort of things has he done?
Well, for years, or for as long as I can remember, our town was plagued with disease and famine and a number of horrible ills that had fallen on us. But the prophet, when he arrived, he cured us all and rid the town of any of these problems. And since then, we've had nothing but joy and merriment.
Does he do an interesting trick with water and turning it into wine?
Well, he can create many things. He creates everything for us here. He asks for nothing in return. He provides. And you just hear the kind of muttering again of like the prophet
This is very
provides.
interesting. Is
I
it
think
possible
we're gonna have to investigate this.
is it possible for travelers to meet the Almighty Prophet?
He says, well,
He provides.
yeah. He's like, well, often the prophet is seen within the town. He is more than happy to meet people, and I'm sure he'd be more than happy to meet you. However, he is, I believe he's recently, he's recently stressed with his blessings on the town. So he may not be available for a couple of days. I mean, if you wish to stay around, then I'm sure he would meet you then. But
How do you mean stressed?
well, I mean, as you can imagine, performing the many miracles he does, it takes a lot out of him. He must rest and recuperate.
What's his name?
He's simply the prophet. So that's what we know him as.
Where's his house?
He stays in one of the smaller houses within the town.
Okay, dog.
There's,
Is
so
he,
so
is
when,
he pretty
when
recognizable? Could we probably find him? Just kind of.
It's like he says, I'm sure one of his followers would be able to speak with you if you were to go. He is the house, and he basically just kind of like gives you rough directions outside. So it's basically outside and then round a corner. So you're like round the corner up the street, and then it's like further. It's one of the smaller houses at the back, kind of like further up into the kind of like back row.
how recently has the Prophet been in this town?
Would be no more than a month ago since he arrived.
A month. So very recently then.
Oh yes. That's like this is why we are so.
Has he ever been seen here before, or is this the first time that he's ever been in the town?
No, we had never seen him before he arrived.
So no one knows of where he was before he came to the town.
No, he simply said he has came to help us. No,
Does he speak for the trees?
he does not. No.
Interesting.
Is he with the trees?
I don't believe so.
I think we may need to pay this prophet a visit. Be interesting to meet a man of such high regard.
I just
One that
started
does so
having
much
the beer.
for
What?
for such a community.
General?
I just start drinking my beer. Like I just kind of detune the conversation and just start drinking.
Fair enough.
I ask him about so you say that the prophet provides. Are there rooms available at the inn?
Like, yes, of course. We have a few spare rooms. You're more than welcome to stay here.
Is there a cost for the rooms?
No, of course. Why do we need any money?
Well, it is obviously a very
Oh,
strange.
of course. Who
It's
needs
very
money?
it's a very strange.
let's just go, lads. Let's just go.
It's a very strange concept for us travelers to be in a place that is so willing to just hand things out to mere strangers. We thank you for your kindness, and
He says, I understand this might be strange for you, but when you've been given so much, it would be odd to take from others when you need not yourself.
of course,
Fine by me.
could we possibly have it would be 3 rooms then? You two want one.
Does the prophet provide any hookers?
Like he looks, he says, we wouldn't refer to them as such, but you can get your entertainment, yes.
Call a fish by any name. Okay.
Give a man a name.
Where do these concubines or whatever reside?
They are one of the buildings to our right, around the square.
Excellent. Right. I see away my drink and fucking saunter out and go looking.
Okay, so it's basically like the next house, because there's like there's the bar, there's the tavern bit you're in, and there's a gap going down a street, and then there's the next house, and that's the one that he was referring to.
Fuck is that?
Sorry, that was me.
Do you wish to make a toast?
I was stirring my tea. Apologies.
I just asked. Well, it's like, do you mind us showing us to our rooms? We've been traveling for almost a week now, and could do with a good rest.
So, yes, of course. And he kind of like calls to one of the guys at the other end of the bar and says, "Please show these travelers to their rooms." Just and kind of like tells them what rooms basically to go to.
After he does that, I kind of nod at him and it's just like the prophet provides, and just wander off.
Okay. Wander off as in out the bar, or?
No, as in like after the guy taking us.
Oh right, yeah, okay, yeah. He heads upstairs.
At this point, I would leave the bar with Nishoba.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, kind of like Mira's been about, just kind of standing around behind you guys.
Oh yeah, she's been about. I mean,
doing nothing.
No, not like that.
Very
Yes.
much the antithesis of what she's been fucking doing. That's why we're here in the first place.
She does nothing.
I don't hear that because I'm on the way to the hook house, but
So
Yeah, she
yeah,
just
I would
falls.
just make sure Mira's like settled into
she's
her
going
room.
about this do nothing bitch.
Yeah, she's quite like she seems to have taken the traveling a lot better than you'd probably expect. Like she's definitely been kind of preparing for
she's
these travels.
magical and shit.
No, she's been preparing for the travels. Like she's fucking, I don't know. She's done the like half marathon. She's done a 5K. She got sponsors and everything.
hey, me and Davey were having this discussion. 5K is not a sponsorable amount. That's like
I know. That's why I'm saying it.
Fuck off.
A triple marathon is.
Yeah. But yeah, she seems quite happy, but she's definitely happy to get like a decent bed and a wash.
Awesome. I would just kind of go across to my room.
Cool.
And what does it look like?
It's a fucking in room. It's got a
Sweet.
bed in it and everything.
Like windows in that?
Yeah, there's a window in it.
Cool.
Is it,
Can I
is
hop
it
out the
pimped
window?
out, Graham?
Yeah, it's actually pink and it's got like tassels and shit, and it's not.
Does it have a glittery
It's
ball?
no, it's just plain.
Can I jump out the window and up onto the roof?
Jump out the window and onto the roof. Would you not want to like swing out of the window and climb onto the roof?
Yes, very good.
I'm going to the roof. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I will jump out of the window, land on the ground, jump back up, and go onto the roof. Okay, roll an acrobatics check.
Oh god, how acrobatic is it?
You're fucking swinging out of a window onto a roof.
Yeah, I don't mean literally like take a run and jump.
Well, no, but right, this is a check to see if you fall out the window and land on your arse. Can you succeed? The webcams are still messed up. I'm gonna try and adjust them while I can.
I got a 21G.
Hang on.
Okay, I'm hanging on.
Yeah,
I
20.
might literally be hanging on.
No, you're not. You're not. You managed to successfully hang on for long enough to get on top of the roof. So yeah, you climb up and it's a kind of one of those kind of like sloping roofs.
One of them sloping roofs.
One of them slope roofs. Yeah. You get flat roofs. You get like ones that.
You don't usually get flat roofs in like ye olde times though.
How do you know?
damn
Were you?
it,
Have you been in
freedom.
ye olde times?
Uh-huh.
Have you been in the town of Lithgar before? Are you lying?
I've played The Witcher. You guys
I've
in, like,
done
ye olde
things.
towns. I've played video games before,
Sweet, I've got
and they're
some
historically
synonyms
accurate.
for brothels.
I too have played video games.
I too am from the internet.
So yeah, I want to, based on the rough directions, find the prophet's house.
Okay. From here, it's like you could probably get to the rough area within about 3 or 4 jumps across some roofs. You're going
Can't make
rooftop.
that jumps.
A couple of them are pretty sizable. You're going like across a street,
Yeah, but a street couldn't like the
a
streets
narrow
in, like,
street, like not like a really wide, like not big enough that 2 cars could fit down it, but like enough that 2 people could walk down it side by side and not cause problems.
Okay, cool. I take it you want me to roll 5 times.
Yeah, roll 4 times. There's 4 jumps from where you are. Yeah. Roll 4.
Oh no, that's done that wrong.
Okay, so is it
The
a
only
plus,
one
is it
that's
a
gonna
plus
be an
11 for
issue-
them all?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna do.
The
I'm gonna
only
do.
one I can see being an issue is the 3.
I'm gonna do a roll to find out which one's the bad one.
Probably
It's
the
the,
3.
it's the first one. You're
Yes.
all right. So yeah, the first one is like Basically, you jump
I got
over.
24 on that.
You jump over to the whorehouse bit where Thonan currently. So you jump onto the roof of that, which is across the street bit that you. So that's the first jump. From there, you're just kind of skipping between the next couple of houses until
Okay, cool.
the last jump, which is also a bigger one, but you're fine with that as well, and you managed to make it across. Your third one, you almost don't make the like foot jump to get there, but that's because you're
I
being
do
a bit
that like
overconfident.
little slip and then like
Yeah.
pretend I'm dodging like a sniper or something like that and do like a fancy roll. I'm like, sweet, no one noticed.
On the roofs at night. There's just an old guy just looking at you being like,
Yeah, I've kind of like built up that training montage.
Yeah. So yeah, you get across and you're now kind of like on the roof looking over, and as you look down, there's a the final row of houses look to be in this area particularly look to be a little bit worn down and a little bit kind of like not as. It's not that they look bad. They just don't look as nice as some of the ones that are close at the center or like as well built. They're kind of like they look a bit older. They look as if they're kind of like it's mainly just they're older really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So do I know which one's his house or?
Yeah, there's one that has a white banner that has a kind of like
Says the prophet on it.
prophet's house. No, it's got a black symbol on it, and there's a couple of guys standing outside
Okay,
who
cool.
are both wearing. I mean, it's dark, but it looks to be kind of like white robes.
Cool. Are they? So is that house like on the other side of the street from me or something?
Yeah, like you're looking across at it.
Would I be able to get onto that building or not?
Kind of. This is a bigger street. Like either you go all the way round or you try and jump across. But
Yeah, I more mean like I've got time, so I can just, like, wander around.
Based on the fact that if you roll and fail, that means that your character can't do it.
What do you mean?
So like if you roll and you fail the roll, that means that your character like is not able to do that jump.
But then
Due to the circumstances, due to the time, due to like anything like the roof could be wet or like whatever, but in that situation you couldn't make it.
yeah, but I could still go around.
Oh yeah, like given the fact you've got time, you can go all the way around. Yeah.
I'll just go around.
Okay. So
I'm
you
not
go around.
gonna try. I'm not gonna try and jump across and land in
Right,
between
give me
these two
give me
guards,
one
like,
more roll.
Sup of acrobatics.
Yeah.
Oh come on, don't suck total helmet. That would.
Yeah, you're fine. So you get all the way around, and you manage to get onto the other side of the street. Kind of you work your way down a couple of houses and then get across and work your way back up, and you're now on top of the house that is the prophet's house. It's
Cool.
The ones next to it, or the one on one side of it, or where you are, is 3 stories, and his is only 2 stories. So you're kind of like a bit of a drop down, but it's fine. Like it's not that much of a difference.
So you said they're kind of old, crappy houses. Is there like I take it there's no like balconies and stuff in it or any?
No, it's just windows all the way down it.
What time is it at the moment?
It's probably like 9-ish, that kind of time.
Okay, I'm a chill here till like 2 a.m.
Okay. Cool. So we'll cut back to
The CD. Like, am I within earshot of like the guards? Or the guards?
Give me a perception check, and you can do another one when we come back to you.
9. So I rolled a
Right.
1.
It's really windy. Like you just can't really hear anything. You're just getting kind of like bustled about by the wind.
I haven't washed.
You haven't washed. Like the
So my
smell. The
ears are
smell
clogged
is
up with shit.
overwhelming you. Yeah.
I fall asleep.
So yeah, we'll cut back to Thonan, who's currently
Hello.
within the town. So yeah, you've went next door,
Yes.
and the door is kind of shut. There's not like any kind of like. There's lights on, but it's not it's not like the tavern where it's just kind of like open, welcome, come in.
Cool. So, I walk in,
Okay, so yeah,
assuming I can open the door.
yeah, the door opens. You walk in and you're kind of like greeted with a kind of warm-looking room. There's a fireplace in the corner. There's a couple of like nice-looking kind of not really couches but seats. And there's a small kind of like makeshift desk directly in front of you, almost like a kind of like pulpit thing.
Okay, okay. Is there like a bell on it, or someone sitting on it?
There's a little bell. There's no one behind the desk though.
Right, I'm gonna go up and ring the bell.
Okay. So yeah, you ring the bell, and you hear like from like directly behind it. There's a door that leads through to what looks like either like a kind of kitchen area or some kind of like back area, and you hear someone shouting through, being like, "Just a minute," and then within like less than a minute, they come through, and you're kind of greeted with like it's a fairly kind of like middle-aged lady who looks quite well, not fat but well built.
Right.
And she kind of walks up, and she's got like, you can tell she's got like a corset on because it looks as if she's spilling out of both ends.
Right. Excellent.
And she greets you and says, "Hello. How can I help you?"
Good evening. I was led by the local barkeep to believe that this was a house of assignation of sorts. Would that be correct?
Like, yes, we have various things we can offer here.
Ah, excellent. Right, phone change. I need. It's not a huge list. I need, if possible, 2 of your strongest hookers.
Strongest.
Yeah, strongest hookers.
Okay. It's like we do not refer to them as hookers, but you wish.
What would you rather call them then?
Ladies of the night.
Yeah, ladies of the night probably.
That's interesting. Are your services limited to after hours?
Mainly, yes.
Okay, so there is a time limit. Okay, doke. But yeah, that's my request. How much do you think that would be?
There's no charge here.
Oh, I like this profit more and more. So yeah, I want 2 of your strongest employees.
Like, I'm sure we could manage that.
And possibly a rope with about what? Let's go for 6 feet of rope.
What's the rope for?
Is there no no privacy in this place?
Well, there is once.
I'm not gonna hang anyone with it. Not even myself. I'm not into that.
Okay, well, so some of our girls would not be comfortable with that kind of situation, especially if something were to go wrong.
Yeah, don't worry. It's fine.
I really wanted to say profit forbid, but I'm not going to bother. But yeah, she kind of like says, if you take a seat, I'm sure I can get the girls ready as quickly as possible.
Okay, doke. I take it there is somewhere for me to sit.
Yeah, there's couches and stuff, and there's a nice fireplace. There's like stuff kind of sitting out you can look at, I guess.
What kind of like coffee book level, like coffee table book level, like?
There's some
foyer
really crude
sections
drawings of some of the girls now.
does a whorehouse have?
There's like kind of like books and some kind of pamphlets and stuff. There's a little kind
The
of
sun.
yeah. There's a little thing that has like a list of
The sun.
a list of things that have been offered or that have like been requested before that they've managed to do well.
Is there anything like remotely adventurous in this booklet?
I mean, to a lot of people, yes. To you, probably not.
Okay, then it bores me.
Like this is nothing compared to my plans. Yeah, you're there for probably about 5 minutes. She kind of comes in occasionally. She's like, the girls are just getting ready, or like she's just kind of like updating you in the situation, or they're just trying to find some rope. And then she finally comes.
Honestly, didn't know how hard it would be to find rope in a brothel.
Well, I mean, try to think of it something that. No, to be fair, it's probably something they'd had before. It's just that they're kind of trying to make sure everything's all right with it. Because you've asked for the 2 strongest hookers and some rope.
Yep.
I mean, some people are into that asphyxiation stuff. Anywho, after a wait.
If I needed strong hookers, why would I need rope?
I don't know, to tie yourself up?
I don't know.
He's a gnome. He's not exactly getting away.
Anywho, After a time, she comes back down and she says, "The girls are ready for you now," and kind of gestures up towards the stairs.
Okay. I do my usual like child climbing upstairs because they're human-sized stairs.
Okay. So yeah, you head up, and she directs you to one of the rooms. And as you enter, there is two girls sitting on either side of the bed, or one girl sitting on either side of the bed. So there's two of them, and they're both kind of moderately dressed for the situation. And there's a kind of like rope just kind of sitting on the bed, and they kind of look up at you and kind of seem overly happy.
That's odd. Okay. Good evening, ladies.
Hey man, serve us with a smile.
Apparently. I'm gonna be smiling in a minute.
Okay, so yeah, you're kind of like, the matron kind of leaves you and shuts the door behind her.
Okie doke. Right, so I'm gonna take the rope and just kind of inspect it and find out what I'm kind of working with.
It's a rope.
Is it like diameters, length? Come on, like I need specifications.
Okay, it's a 6-foot rope. It's maybe like an inch in diameter.
Alright, okay. Cool.
Girthy.
Yeah. it's
Actually,
girthy
no,
enough.
probably less than that. But like,
Okay, doke, so
we'll say
if it's
2
less than an
centimeters.
inch- Yeah, if it's 2 cent, right, I'm gonna have to tie.
Connection to
gonna
the
go
server has
in-
been interrupted.
I'm gonna like make like a kind of rough measurement with my hand like that, and then put like a
Yes,
knot
sir.
just out from the end, and like tie a knot in both ends, and then just kind of lay it out like straight in the room. Do I have enough space to lay it out straight?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's cool. Right, so I'm gonna explain that they are playing tug of war.
Okay.
What do they say?
One of them giggles and one of them just kind of stares at you.
Okay, doke. Mixed bag of reactions. Right, here's the rub. You're playing it with your vaginas for my amusement. And you will grip onto the knots on each end of the rope. And best of 3, I say.
Okay. I'm gonna do a roll. I'm gonna do 3 rolls, or possibly
So
2.
ideally, they insert the knot of the rope.
Yeah, I
and
understand.
Using fucking their Kegel dominance, have to like on hold, like hands and fours, like crawl drag the other one. I can put like a neckerchief or something from my
So,
pocket, like around the
Is
middle
the
of the rope.
winner the one that pulls the other one over, or is the one that pulls it out?
Either or. Both
Right.
are acceptable.
Both are forfeit.
We can set up like a nice kind of like mid line on the thing, and if the flag crosses one way or it like slips out, then
Okay.
then
So
that-
you've
that
drawn
person's
a line in the sand, so to say, and
Yeah.
you've basically got to like pull the other one over it or whatever. Okay, so
yeah, so
first round goes
that.
to,
like the rope across with like
I don't know. I've not named them or anything. So
Hooker A.
no. One of them's got to be called Helga. Helga and Gertrude. We're going with that. They're staunch ladies.
So it's currently 1-0.
Right. So it's 1-0 to Helga. Oh, and it's 2-0 to Helga. She takes it.
Ah, interesting. Right. So
Gertrude sucks. Or maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't suck. Maybe that's the problem.
yeah, maybe she doesn't. Right. Cool. So I get rid of the other one.
You get rid of the other one.
Yeah, just get rid of her. She's useless now. She's
Okay.
inferior.
Right. She seems kind of not really disappointed or annoyed, but just kind of like confused and just kind of leaves.
Right. Okie doke. So I'm gonna ask Hilda if she thinks she can get both ends of the rope like up in there at once.
She goes over. She goes over to the bed behind her.
Would untying the knots be better?
Nah, she goes over the bed behind her. She gets like a small bucket of water. Kind of readies herself.
Interesting. I don't know what the bucket's for.
They don't have lube, so water's probably their best bet.
Fair enough. Right. Anyway, if she gets it up there, first I'm gonna cut the rope down to size. I'm gonna cut it to like 3 feet, like half the length.
Okay.
So
You
it's
half
like
the
a
rope.
smaller. Yeah, and then tie the knot in the other end.
Okay.
Cool. So, as honor, she gets to. She has the honor of being my personal swing. And so, once she's stuffed both ends up there, I'm gonna sit on like the loop of the bit in the middle while she like kind of stands straddle-legged and just swing on it like a kid on a swing
Okay.
until it bores me. Really.
Fair enough. Okay.
3 days later.
So we'll cut to Hakon. Are you doing anything interesting?
Well, I was going to go and have a look at this prophet's living
Okay.
place. And see if there was anything. Just see what's kind of going on. Like what's
Did
happening
you?
around
So
there.
you left before they went up to like check the
Yeah.
rooms, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just after they left to go and get to the rooms, I would have gone outside to go and like have a little wander around the town.
Right.
You said it was in a swamp, didn't you?
No.
And what, didn't we go through swampland to get here?
Yeah, you went past the swamp.
Right. Okay.
Prophet's
What's
house
the-
is like round the corner.
Well, yeah, but what's the sort of like area? Like, is it?
The
for-
area around you is it's not really forest. There's a couple of trees dotted around, but you're kind of like halfway up a hill, so it's like
Right,
built
okay.
up onto a hill. There's more trees further up, like as you kind of go further towards the north.
Mhm.
But to the south and all that kind of all the land, like basically the land.
Is it not flat but bare?
It's swamp. It's like there's
Yeah.
kind of like various trees dotted about that look as if they're either rotten or dying. There's not a
Okay.
whole lot going on. It basically looks like it's kind of, and the road seems to be the kind of like the kind of distinguishing point of
Yeah.
anything south of the road is kind of swampland and kind of barren
Dead.
and marsh and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And anything north of it looks a lot better and cleaner going towards the town.
Okay. So yeah, so I'd want to go for a wee wander in towards the town and just kind of see what's going on. Mostly, I want to go and have a wee look at this guy's house,
Okay.
and just see if there's any activity going on around.
Cool. So at this point, Mira is currently in her room, so she's just kind of been showing up and is just in there. Just kind of, just cause, so I can keep just because I know.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, so you head out. You go across round to where you kind of like believed it was. You work your way around and finally manage to find this kind of like house as previously described.
Do I notice him with my massive roll of 1?
No, because he would have shown up pretty much instantly. Because he didn't. He left the bar before you guys got shown your room and everything and headed straight.
Oh
out.
yeah, true.
So yeah, he's there. So you walk up. There's two guys outside. They are wearing white, kind of like robes / gowns. Like they're just kind of like they've got like a hood at the back, but it's not up. There's a kind of large banner thing outside that's white that has a symbol on it. You're a bit closer, so you can kind of see.
What does the symbol look like?
It looks to be a kind of like crescent moon, or not like a moon, but like a.
Right.
It's like almost a full moon, but like a kind of slight bit out of it, rather than like a crescent moon, because crescent moon's like most of it.
Right. Okay. So it's like a circle with a little like half circle taken out of it, sort of thing.
That with like that much out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Cool.
it's like a solid
Yeah,
black.
I get
in
what you
that
mean. I get what you mean.
bit. Cool. Right. Okay. It's that. Yeah.
So, do I recognise that symbol?
No, you
Okay.
literally have never seen it.
Cool. I walk up to the two guys and say, "Hello. I would assume that you are members of the Prophet's flock."
It's like, well, we all are here, but yes, we are in his highest esteem.
Highest esteem. Does the Prophet pick favourites?
Well, we've.
One who gobbles the most.
It's like many of people in the town have the jobs that they wish to follow, is what they are providing to the town. We look to provide protection to the prophet, or we simply look after him.
Oh, okay. I wasn't intending to offend. My bad if I did. I'm merely a stranger looking to learn how this town functions.
It's like, oh no, not at all. Sorry, I understand. I realise that you are not from here.
I ask him. So does I was told that the prophet is currently recovering. from a large dose of miracles. Does this happen often?
He says, usually,
Artists,
that's broken souls, mate. He is gone. um, he says, it's usually at least once a week. He will perform a blessing on the town. He will provide us with any requirements that we need. He will get rid of any ailments that anyone has attained or anything that is causing problems within the town. And then he will rest for a couple of days before returning.
Can I ask? So obviously, I'm very interested in the prophet. He seems like a great person, and I simply wish to understand more. How does he? How does the blessings occur? Does he gather people in a town square and kind of perform them as he's asked, or does he go out into the people and kind of do them as he finds them?
Yeah, he often walks among the people. He'll head into town. Many of the people will gather there if they have anything. If someone is not able to come to him, he'll happily go to meet them.
Of course.
And he will simply lay his hand on them and help them or cure them of whatever ailment they have. And he's able to produce food and water and whatever other supplies we need. At will, almost.
Okay. When he takes his day of rest, is there anything in particular that he requests or requires for sustenance? Obviously, I would like an audience with the man, and I would quite like to aid him in his recovery.
Says he simply requires just some peace and some time.
Okay.
All he asks is that he be left for long enough to recover, and then he will return.
Roughly 8 hours, perchance.
No, often longer.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
it's usually more than a day.
More than a day. Interesting.
He does not need
A
a
lot
long
of
rest.
spells.
I never said that, Graham. I never said that.
You said 8 hours.
Exactly.
That's a
And
long.
I never-
8
I never
hours is a long
said-
rest, man.
never
Like
said-
I'm just saying. Like I'm not saying what you saying. I'm just saying 8 hours is a long rest. I mean, if you're having a short rest, that could be like 4 hours, and a nap's like an hour, 2 hours. I don't know.
So we were saying that he's having a really long rest.
Oh yeah, like he's power napping it through.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely like it's like a weekend of.
But
Just,
I would say that power nap somewhere between a short rest and a long rest.
I'm gonna kill.
what I would say is he's having 2 long rests and a short rest. That we'll put it at that.
Okay. I understand. Understood, Graham. Understood. I've totally lost my train of thought.
You were asking them questions.
I had reasons for asking my questions, and now I can't remember them.
They win again.
God damn it! You're the worst.
They've distracted you.
This the prophet. Does he ever like
Is it
town
what?
meetings, or does he kind of just is all of his blessings done in a sort of either people come to him or he goes out to their homes and help?
Usually, yeah. Yeah. Often people at the time will come to him and ask for advice or for guidance, but he's often happy to go and walk among the people and speak
Have
with
you
them.
yourself ever received a blessing?
He says, I have not, but he messages to the guy next to him. He says,
Blessing of semen.
Did you hear
Salisbury.
Did they hear that? Because he's close by, isn't he?
Did they hear him
No.
saying a blessing of semen? He can't hear you, so that's a start. He's probably not even there yet at this point. Anywho, he looks,
Okay.
points over there, says, my friend here.
Mhm.
He was ailed with a horrible disease that was eating away at his flesh. The prophet cured him, and the guy kind of like raises up his sleeve, and you can see what kind of looks like scar tissue.
Oh, God damn it! And I've used my spell for the day. Anyway, please continue.
Right, so it kind of looks like scar tissue. It's kind of all the way up his arm, and it's kind of like healed over pretty well. Like even by today's modern medicine, like it would be a pretty good kind of heal.
Yeah, like a yeah. Okay. I asked, would it be okay for me to touch it?
It's like, well, of course. It's like puts out his arm.
Instantly, I just kind of want to hold it. Like, does it feel like skin?
Yeah, like it feels
It
normal.
just feels totally normal.
This guy hasn't spoken though. It's the other guy that's like speaking. This guy's kind of just like standing looking.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
you.
Of course, I'm now fondling his arm, but
Yeah,
it's
he's just kind of looking at you like. But he's
totally fine.
no. The other guy's kind of saying is like I understand for someone from outside to witness such things must be a lot to take in. But trust me, it's like the prophet is powerful and wise.
When you next speak to the prophet, please mention that I came to see him, and I would love to speak to him at his earliest convenience.
It says the prophet will. It's like I would not be able to speak to him any sooner than you. He will.
Oh, of course. I'm just assuming that, seeing as you yourselves seem to be his sort of right hand men, you're looking after him. You're stationed yourselves outside of his home, so must be sort of in some sort of form of confidence to him. So I was just saying, if he exits his house and asks you about the goings on, just mention my presence, and just mention that I was looking for him.
Okay. It says I will mention it to the prophet if he does not know already.
I thank you, and I turn and kind of wander off towards like a place that I'd go to sleep.
Okay, cool. So, Jonas, you probably see, like, as you arrive, you see Hakon talking to them for like a minute, and then wanders off.
Cool.
Yeah, unless anybody wants to do anything within the next. We're probably going to take a break actually.
Yeah.
Unless anybody wants to do anything within the next wee while, we're going to
Nah,
come back to Jonas afterwards.
I'd just go to sleep.
Cool. So we'll take a break now, and then we'll come back to what Jonas is doing.
Sick.
Cool.